Athletic Club, or commonly known as Athletic Bilbao, are an entity deeply rooted in an 100-year tradition. One of, if not the only club in Europe's top 5 leagues that adhere to a strict player and transfer policy, BASQUE only. The capital of the Basque region in northern Spain pride themselves on everlasting local youth academy development, only signing players born in the region, eventuating in 85% of the current team rising up from the academy. Just like Real Madrid and Barca, they've amazingly never been relegated from the top flight. Laporte, Ander Herrera, and Kepa are just some of the big names they've produced recently, and surprisingly find themselves in mid-table obscurity, sitting in 10th place before football was suspended. Trust me, I've been itching. I've been sitting on this challenge for quite some time now, so let's get into the Athletic Bilbao BASQUE only rebuild. We're gonna lay down the rules. This is how things are gonna go down today. First off the bat, the strictest out of all of them. Number 1, BASQUE homegrown transfers only. That's right, you heard me. There's no foreign transfers allowed. Secondly, we have to follow the specific guidelines set out by the club to make the save as realistic as possible. Players are also eligible if they were born in Basque country but raised elsewhere and have Basque parentage. They've also have to have spent a considerable amount of time in Basque youth academies as well. Thirdly, this one's rivalry based. We have to overthrow fellow Basque rivals Real Sociedad. In terms of silverware, we want to win La Liga, a Spanish Cup, and most importantly, the Champions League, which we will go ahead to play the final. We've got to get that all done in the space of a 5-season time limit, so let's get into this one. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the strictest, most unique rebuild challenges we've taken on to date. Athletic Club, they're probably one of the most unique sporting teams in the world, considering how they, structure themselves, how they're based. There's really no other team like it. Only Basque players. This is going to be a tough one. Our budget ain't doing us any favors whatsoever. The financial situation is not looking all too good. Only £20 million to spend in season 1. We're gonna have to go about our business extremely precisely here. We cannot mess up whatsoever. That is the current team we are rocking at the moment. It's a bit of a mixed bag. It's got some aging players like Garcia's 32, Aduriz is, I believe, 38. We've got some youthful and experienced talents in here as well, like Yadai. Simon's only 22. We've got Naki Williams, Muniain, and Williams. They're set out to be club legends because they just pledged their loyalty to the club. A few youth talents as well, like Sunset. I'm really interested to see how he grows. I've heard a lot of good stuff about him. A few hidden gems, some talents that could be our diamonds in the rough that could really shine through in this rebuild. And Sir BCHD in season 1 not only wants to write his name in Basque history, but Spanish football history as well. So let's get this show on the road. In order to fatten up our transfer budget, we needed to first and foremost gut the club of all the aging assets, the dead wood. I'm desperate to get the most cash out of these aging players as possible, as we have Benat. He's a fan favorite, he's a cult hero, but he was first on the chopping block for £9.5 million. He is off to France. I'm sorry, Athletic Club fans, we just had to do it. And trust me, Benyat wasn't the only player to be on that chopping block. We have Balenciaga, I don't even know how to say his name. He sounds like a fashion brand. The 31-year-old, the left back, went off to Düsseldorf for £4.2 million, only 74 rated. Doesn't really have that quality to make it into our first team nonetheless. Mikel San Jose, we already have an abundance of midfield talent. He needed to be out the door. Lazio pick him up for 7.5. An old FIFA favorite, Oscar de Marcos, 30 years of age now. The right back is headed off the fellow La Liga club, Real Betis, for £8 million. After an abundance of player departures, we're finally in a bit healthier of a financial situation. £60 million left to splash in this market. Let's go ahead and get our hands dirty. There is only one way to overthrow Real Sociedad: to poach their best Basque talent, and that's exactly what we've done right here. We're not wasting any time. 27.1 million. Mikel Merino, welcome on over. The former Newcastle United, Borussia Dortmund player. He found himself at Real Sociedad. We brought him back over to the light side. We didn't have to pay a premium considering we're a rival club. We have to stick to these strict guidelines, and this man definitely qualifies for the team, and he'll slot straight into that midfield 3. I cannot wait. Mikel Merino, welcome on over to the club. And another one bites the dust right here as Valencia go ahead and pick up Raul Garcia. We've sold him for £10 million, and the aging cam / centre forward / striker, now 33 years of age. There is no way we're getting anywhere with him if he leads our line. I'm sorry, but we have to go our different ways. I mean, it's a terrible breakup, but it had to happen. Raul Garcia, farewell. Now, surely, Aritz Aduriz, he's on his last hurrah. He's on his last legs. He's retiring at the end of of the season, 38 years of age. He's had a long stretching career, and he goes down as one of the club legends. If it was up to me, I'd build him a golden statue outside the stadium, but we'll leave that for another day. Now, just in case you're curious, this is my bet on the next Basque sensation, Sunset, the center midfielder. I want to train him up to be the next Ander Herrera, the next best thing coming out of Athletic Club. We'll see him more, see how he does with the training. Let's get his growth and development through the roof. Sunset, I'm entrusting all my faith in you to run that midfield in a few years' time. For our second player arrival, it is the one and only prodigal son returning to his right and truthful home, Marco Asensio, £29.5 million. That is a deal I'm never going to pass up. The 23-year-old wide man, the Spaniard, has qualified for this Basque-only players squad as he does have Basque parentage, so he can qualify to play for Atletico Bilbao. The 23-year-old, one of my favorite wonder kids in FIFA in real life, he's kind of been an afterthought at Real Madrid, not getting all too much game time, but don't you worry here, we're going to nurture him. He's going to become a star-studded player. He can play on both the left and the right, and that's exactly how we're going to deploy him. Marco Asensio, welcome to the Basque Revolution. Well, what a storyline we have here. After an 8-year spell at Bayern Munich, it's finally time to come back home for the one and only Javi Martinez. We managed to wheel and deal, pull off a cheeky little trade deal, which I wasn't expecting, but it's a swap nonetheless for 6.5 million plus Unai Lopez. He is going the other way, but in return, we get Javi Martinez back at the club. He came up from the youth academy. He made his big money European move. I just had to ship this. We had to facilitate this move at all costs. It's going to be a major asset to the squad, so welcome back home to Athletic Club, Javi Martinez. I don't know why, it just feels like a big old damn reunion at the moment. We got some positive homegrown vibes going. What is most likely going to be our last piece of business here in the summer transfer window, we managed to pick up Unai Bustinza for under his valuation, £7 million. Nothing too exciting, just a flat-out squad rotational player just to add to the depth. Unai was born in Bilbao and therefore qualifies to be part of this Basque-only rebuild. He arrives over from Liga in La Liga and is basically the only player we could afford with our remaining budget. And I'm keen to see what the future holds for this Basque-only rebuild. Will we be able to compete with the big dogs of Spanish football and even in Europe? This is how our current starting 11 is shaping up going into season 1. The two brand new signings, Martinez and Marino in that midfield too. Muniai in the captain, and in that number 10 position, Asensio is going to be playing out on the right and Inaki Williams leading the charge up top. Season 1 out of 5, let's get simulating, let's hope for the best. There was no January business to report on. The tradition continues and we have concluded season 1 sitting in 4th position. We qualified for Champions League in season 2. We have surpassed expectations. Honestly, I was expecting a Europa League spot, but we've managed to rack up 88 points. Barcelona on top with 103. Real Madrid, both Madrid clubs in front of us by quite some margin. We've managed to beat out Valencia by 1 point. This league table came down to the wire, and it is Leganés, Granada, and Mallorca all getting relegated. If you're wondering how we fared in the Copa de España, we got knocked out to Barcelona 4-0 in the round of 16. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot in this rebuild challenge. I don't know. For the first time in about 3 years, Athletic Bilbao finally get the chance to make their mark in European Champions League elite competition once more, and these were our star performers. It's the boy wonder, Inaki Williams, club favorite with 20 goals and 3 assists, still in his peak. He's about to enter his peak. I cannot wait to see what it can do. It was our boy Marco Asensio, the brand new summer signing, with 16 goals and 9 assists. He did manage to pick up an injury though, and Ibai Gomez, I didn't expect him to do all too much, but the experience has paid off with 15 goal contributions in 26 games. Iker Muniain, the captain, 6 goals and 7 assists. It is Aritz Aduriz with his last appearance. At 39 years of age, he gets sent off with 5 goals to his name in his final season. Our two centre-backs managed to pick up 3 goals each. We have Inigo Cordoba with 2 goals and 2 assists, and Miguel Moreno, another new summer signing, with 2 goals and 1. Javi Martinez, upon his return to the club, managed 4 goal contributions. As our main man in between the sticks, Unai Simon in season 1 managed 40 appearances and 17 clean sheets. With performances so good that Asensio and Inaki Williams are getting caught up to the Spain first team. They are senior members of the Spain squad for the Euros in 2020. I'm looking to continue the momentum in season 2, and hey, look at that. It is Sunset going up by a +8 in terms of his overall. He's now sitting at 79. So let's get it on season 2. Here we come. We kick off our season 2 summer transfer business with a player I was so desperate to sign in season 1. He was on loan at Bayern Munich, arriving from Real Madrid. It is Alvaro Odriozola. The Spanish right back, due to his involvement in the Real Sociedad Youth Academy, a fellow Basque club, our rivals, he qualifies to be in this side, and we've gone in and purchased him for £20 million. It will no doubt be our brand new starting right back, and the 24-year-old now is surely going to truly shine here at Athletic Bilbao. Another brand new defensive unit arrives and joins us here at the Basque Only Rebuild Challenge, and it is Cesar Azpilicueta. He made a strange and drastic change to Real Madrid, so we've managed to buy him from Los Blancos. Again, we are rating Real Madrid at the moment for £21 million. Yes, I know he's another right back. Yes, I know he's 30, but he is Basque, and he can also play at centre back, and that's where I'm looking to deploy him. I couldn't find out online why he's Basque or how he's connected. Does he have the parentage? Let me know down in the comments below. All I know is that if he chooses to, he can qualify for Athletic Bilbao, and he's joined us here for the Basque Only Revolution. You nice Simon, you gotta step down because yet another Basque prodigal son has returned to his former employers. That's right, it is Kepa Arrizabalaga. For £33.7 million, we've captured the Spanish international from Chelsea. He's still only 25, and you know in these career mode simulations how important it is to have a top quality goalkeeper. So that's exactly what we've invested in this window. We've been defensively minded. We've focused on improving those departments. Yes, I know he is Chelsea's #1, but in a fantasy dreamland, he has returned back to his boyhood club, and he's going to take over the world with this Basque Revolution. Surprisingly, the time has come. This is our first player departure, the first sale we've made throughout this rebuild, and it's Season 2. Danny Garcia. It is Unai Emery that was interested in our Basque little midfield talent that had his name on the transfer list. He sent a transfer request in, and our 30-year-old is off to pastures new. He's joined the Premier League Giants for £21.8 million. It was causing all kinds of havoc in the dressing room, and I just was not having it. I was not dealing with it. Danny Garcia, farewell. It's becoming too much of a regular occurrence now. We have brought back another one of their famous youth academy prodigies that have gone on to do bigger and better things in Europe. It is Ander Herrera returning back home for £16.6 million. Formerly of Manchester United fame, we have brought in a Danny Garcia replacement, and I'd so much rather have Ander Herrera in our ranks. It's another aging Basque talent, but he was born here. He was raised through the academy. There is no other way I would have it. Welcome back to both Atletico Bilbao and Spain, my lad. In our second player sale of the window, we do have Nice picking up Inigo Vicente. The 22-year-old Spaniard arrived back from his loan spell, and yeah, he just can't cut it. He won't cut it here at Atletico Bilbao. Just not up to that quality we're after. And we receive a cheeky £4 in the transfer budget as we try and clear some dead wood. Our heavy-duty training drills for Sunset return this season, and he is on the verge of cracking into that 80 range. I'm extremely happy with his development so far. Another one bites the dust. It is our third-string goalkeeper, Iago Herrera, and he was surplus to requirements after we managed to pick up Kepa. So for £6.7 million, Bundesliga giant Schalke pick him up. The now 32-year-old is 79 overall. We managed to get him off the wage bill. Another dead asset is gone out the club, and I can't be happier. We received a call from Italy, and it was for Ibai Gomez, £12.2 million, and he's off to the San Siro. The Rossoneri of AC Milan have managed to snap up. I slapped him on the transfer list, and we received our lucrative offer. Well, this season is really turning out to be one of just selling a lot of players. We had to do it. It's come to that time, and we're starting to turn a new page, turn the leaf. A new era is beginning to brew, and it is Inigo Lekue off to Bournemouth, the now 27-year-old right back. Like I said, we picked up Odriozola, another player surplus to requirements. He's just hanging around, not doing all too much, and he's departed for £4.7 million. There he is, our little hidden gem, now reaching that 80 overall, a massive milestone, and this off-camera little training routine we've got going on is really paying off. In effort to bring the club back to a financial strong point, we've managed to get through a bunch of minor player departures, some player sales, and they're a mixture of players that just aren't good enough for the squad. We've actually done a bit of business here with Guretza going off to Boavista for £3 million, only 71 overall, 23 years of age. The Romanian Christian Ganea, he actually came back on loan. He's transferring over to Trabzonspor for £1.3 million. In that case, I've no idea how Kenan Condro can be allowed to play for Bilbao, but someone in the comments, I'm sure you'll know. He is now departing off to RB Salzburg for £2 million. Our fourth string goalkeeper, Joaquin Ezquieta. Yes, I'm butchering all these Basque names, but he is now departing off to Malmo for $850k. We do have Andoni Lopez, the 24-year-old left back, 70 overall, now at Genk for $1.95 million. Mikael Vesga now makes a big move to the Premier League. Crystal Palace pick him up for £5.5 million. We're saving up our cash, our inventory for some big January moves, hopefully. And another little minor move was Unai Vicendor off to Porto on loan. We've got a few ideas in the pipeline and some future-proofing methods that are really going to take this squad to the next level. Here is the general overview of all our business. £91.3 million spent, £64.1 million of profit. I think that is an extremely productive transfer window. I can sign off on that one and give it the seal of approval. And here is our squad headed into Season 2. We've made some major upgrades. We've also had to say a goodbye to a few familiar faces. Our squad is looking much thinner, much more quality, and I'm happy about that. I'm excited for a European challenge, battling on multiple fronts. How can the BASQUE ONLY Bilbao do up against PSG, Lazio, and Shakhtar Donetsk as they get drawn into Group D? Considering there have been little to no opportunity to pick up any players on pre-contracts, we've gone for the option of the aging veteran goalkeeper Stéphane Ruffier. He's a club legend over at Saint-Etienne. However, he is considered a French Basque, which I know it's a bit complicated, but yeah, they are also allowed. They also qualified to be part of Athletic Bilbao, and you might see some more French Basque options we go for in a few seasons, in a few transfer windows time. But for now, Stéphane Ruffier will join us at the start of Season 3. Well, would you look at that? It feels like goddamn Groundhog Day, because we finished off Season 2 the exact same way we finished off our debut campaign, in 4th place with 88 points. I mean, you can't fault our consistency there. We've been on point. We just can't crack into the top 3 and beat out Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico. The competition is so tight and so high quality. Our La Liga dream still goes begging. Also, in the Copa de España, it was another round of 16 elimination to Barcelona 3-0. Group D proved to be just a little bit too tough for us, and in the Champions League, we ended up qualifying for the Europa League, finishing 3rd. Lazio and PSG above us with 10 and 16 points. It came down to the narrowest of margins. The round of 32 saw us take out Young Boys 5-0 on aggregate. Round of 16, it was a 5-3 thriller against Atalanta. Over in the quarterfinals, it was a 6-1 dominating display against Hoffenheim, and in the semis, it was a 2-2 away goal win against Napoli on aggregate. And now we meet the Italians in the final. We are taking on Inter for a chance to win the Europa League, our first piece of silverware. The game doesn't have all too much importance, considering we've already qualified for the Champions League via finishing in 4th. I guess it'll just be a nice icing on top of the cake in Season 2, make up for a bit of our, I guess, domestic, not failures, but just unable to get past the round of 16 in the Copa de España, finishing 4th 2 years in a row. And there we go, UEFA Europa League champions. It is our golden boy Sunset. All that training has paid off. He scored a goal in the final alongside our Season 1 big money move. Asensio with a brace, and Martinez's goal wasn't enough, and we take home the crown. We can add that one to the trophy collection. I'm sure the people of Bilbao will be happy with that, and it acts as a bit of a consolation prize for our domestic misfortunes. Let's just say it is Mikel Merino standing tall. And here are our MVPs. Who were our top performers in Season 2? We see a couple of familiar faces with Inaki Williams, 38 goals and 3 assists. That is 41 goal contributions in 58 appearances. This man is just something else. Marco Asensio's brace in the Europa League final saw his goal tally go up to a 22 with 13 assists, double figures in both goals and assists, just like this man, Iko Muniain, the captain, leading the squad out to not only European qualification, but a Europa League trophy. Mikel Merino, the dominant force, the metronome in the midfield with 9 goals and 5 assists. Inigo Cordoba on that left wing side with 9 goal contributions. And Ohian Sunset capped off his season with a goal in the Europa League final, 7 goals and 8 assists, as well as Gaizia Laralzabal with 6 goals and 2 assists. Odriozola in his first season with 4 goals and 2. And Ander Herrera on his comeback to Athletic Bilbao managed to get 4 goals and 9 assists. He was a prominent force in our midfield, 54 appearances. And there you see Kepa, 2 assists and 19 clean sheets. You'd never put it past him. I've just checked our transfer history, and we've had a few minor sales. Some release clauses get activated, but we take a major L on the exit of Gaiksa Laralzabal. The right winger has headed off to RB Salzburg on a free. I would have loved to get a bit of cash for him, but unfortunately I didn't renew his contract. It was a complete mistake on my part. So BCHD has been embraced into Basque culture and in club history as we win one of their first European titles. Athletic Bilbao must be above the moon at the moment, and the Basque legacy will continue on into Season 3. We're looking to make things bigger and better after we've saved an upwards of £45 million in the transfer budget. So I'm expecting an absolute war chest headed into the next transfer window. Call me the best prophet, because I think patience was a virtue there. We saved upwards of 45 mil, and it looks like it's been injected straight back into our Season 3 budget, now starting off with 140, maybe even if we can push it up to 150. Yeah, you can see there we are living the life. We are lapping it up at the moment, but I'm looking to invest this in some more insane Bas talent. Now, Season 3 has gotten underway with a massive statement of intent. It is not direct business with Real Sociedad, but we've stolen one of their top talents. We're taking a little jab at our rivals here, as the fellow Basque club has helped develop up Mikel Oyarzabal. He has arrived from Barcelona. We've broken the record for our transfer fee, £78.2 million for a massive upgrade, a gargantuan upgrade in our left wing, 86 overall. And Mikel has come and joined the light side. Athletic Bilbao has gained just another crucial, pivotal role in the front three, and we're going to be looking lethal going forward in the attack this season. Welcome on over to the club. We gain another valuable asset in our aging midfield, and this time we are really just Real Sociedad are copping it in this transfer window. It is Asier Larramendi arriving from the club, and he makes the switch on over to Athletic Bilbao. Now 31 years of age, ex-Real Madrid player, increase that quality, increase the depth going forward this season. The 31-year-old is a real leader in the dressing room. He's been around the block, and he could be a real mentor for the younger players developing. Following a season of mega sales, we really needed to focus and invest on our depth this season, and we've gone for a backup striker for Inaki Williams. It is Alex Berenguer arriving from Torino. The 26-year-old is a centre forward. We've had to splash out £15.6 million on him, and in real life, actually look this up, he has a release fee in his contract, or his previous club gets to have a percentage of the fee, something like that, if he ever transfers on over to Athletic Bilbao. Left wing, he's versatile, so he's got the green tick in my book. Another depth signing, super sub. Welcome on over, Alex Berenguer. How's this for another transfer? The Real Sociedad raid marches on. Igor Zubeldia arrives not from Real Sociedad, but from Frankfurt. He originally came from Real Sociedad for £18.3 million, a 24-year-old CDM. Yes, I know, we've signed a lot of midfielders, a lot of defensive-minded players. He has got a few good things on his side, though. He is young, he is 24, so he can replace the likes of Martinez and Herrera. He can also play in at a few different positions. He can slot in at centre-back if need be. He's Basque born and bred, so you know exactly what's going on. He is going to be part of this Basque revolution. Igor, I'm glad to have acquired your services here for the BASQUE ONLY rebuild. Well, what about this for a matchup? We've got the Champions League winners taking on us, the Europa League winners. This is our side going into things. Our brand new signing, Oyarzabal starting, Iker Muniain the captain, and we're just going to sim this one, see how we compete up against Manchester City. I'm not too sure we'll get the job done. Oh, okay, it was closer than I thought. A 2-1 defeat. Oyarzabal on the score sheet, but don't you worry, we will get our revenge on the citizens sooner rather than later. Time to take a look at what hand we've been dealt in the Champions League this year, and it's Group D. We've been drawn into, I think it's a bit easier despite having Piemonte Calcio in the mix, Porto and Lokomotiv Moscow, so I'm hopefully looking to qualify for the round of 16 in that one. And sadly, that is where we're going to conclude our business. It was £124.9 million spent. We've got about 30 million left in the budget, but we can't afford the players that I'm after. We're after 2 more massive targets before I think we're capable of winning the Champions League. We might have to wait until Season 4 to pull off our desired business, but now this is how our team is rolling into Season 3. Our midfield has improved, defensively we're growing, and I think this could be a record-breaking campaign. For the second time in this rebuild, we pick up a pre-contract signing. It is Artis Elustundo. I'm really having a tough day at the office with these Spanish names and these Basque names. I'm letting you guys all down, but Real Sociedad, once more, we've purged another one of their talents. We will pick him up by the beginning of Season 4, and it will add to our depth and our quality in our backline. I'm happy with that, and weakening our rivals is always a good thing. Can't be the same for AN Munoz as he makes the switch on over from Toulouse. Yes, it's another ex-Real Sociedad player. We're becoming Real Sociedad FC at the moment, but we are bringing over the Basque talent to the light side. Athletic Club is the place to be at £18.1 million. We've had to splash a bit on the 24-year-old as our current left back, he's aging, he's decreasing rapidly. We need a new upcoming prodigy to fill in the boots, to take over his role as our charge towards world domination continues on. We've conjured up some January business, something we've had to grow accustomed to considering we're not really used to it. Elustundo arriving next year, and Munoz will join us instantly. I'm satisfied with that to now. Let's just get to the end of the season. Oof, hello. I've just checked the halfway report. we are 2 points away. We're well and truly in the title race. It's a 4-horse race. Oh my goodness me. And we are both undefeated at the moment. I did not expect the title charge whatsoever. Did we make it out of the group? Yes, we did it in the round of 16. We're up against Olympic Lyonnais. Of course, we finished in second to Piemonte Calcio. Porto and Moscow headed out of the competition, but we mustered up 11 points to face the French juggernauts. Now, this might go down as one of the best league finishes to date. I cannot believe my eyes at the moment. We've played 37 games. We've got one game to go. Us and Barcelona tied on 99 points for the chance to be Centurions, for the chance for the title. It is a last day title decider. Us taking on Barca. They haven't drawn a game all season. They've lost 4. We haven't lost a game all season for a chance to be invincibles as well. I'm just getting all hot and bothered thinking about it. But Atletico Madrid and Real kept up their title charge. They are in 3rd and 4th. Valencia, Real Sociedad finished just outside in the top 6. We will get simming that game right after we take a look at all the other results. And in the Super Copa, we got eliminated in the semis 4-3 on penalties to, you guessed it, Barca. We're looking for revenge. It was heartbreak in the Copa de España. We've done the hat-trick, 3 round of 16 eliminations in a row. It was a dream European Cup run as well. Real Madrid ended our hopes. The Champions League veterans eliminated us 4-2 in the semi-finals. I'm just starstruck that we even made it that far, but against Olympic Lyon, we defeated them 5-1 on aggregate. We took out Manchester City. Okay, that might have been a bit of revenge for what they did to us in the Super Cup. So I guess we won 3-3 on away goals. And then, yeah, just fell at the final hurdle in the semis. However, this is what it all comes down to. This is the moment of truth. This is our side going into the game. Irko Muniain is the captain. Will he be lifting up the trophy come the end of the 90 minutes? Sanse Marino in midfield. Oyarzabal Asensio at an 89. We have the chance to put the Basque country on the map and dethrone the Catalan Giants. Oh, we're going to do it. This is going to be... It's a draw. It's a draw. I did not consider whether it was going to be a draw or not. So Romagnoli got the goal on the 16th. And Naki Williams with a reply straight away. Does that mean we win the title? I'm going to advance. I'm going to find out with you guys. I've no idea what has happened. I am scared for my life at the moment. And, okay, who is won? I can't even see. It looks like we've won. We're on top. 3 clubs have finished on 100 points. What is happening? What am I seeing on my screen? We've gone invincible. We drew on the final day. And we've won the title. We're champions to the BASQUE ONLY Athletic Club. What an achievement. We've won the league on a technicality and a hat-trick of clubs finishing on 100 points. You'll never see anything like it again. If you told me that ending would have happened at the start of Season 3, I would have called you a madman. You would have been crazy, as these are our MVPs, our star performers, and the signing of Mikel Oyarzabal was worth every single penny, as he managed double figures in both goals and assists, 28 goals, 13 assists, and Naki Williams, 29 goal contributions. We can always rely on Mr. Reliable alongside our captain, who managed to work his way up all throughout the youth academy. He lifted up the La Liga Santander title with 24 goal contributions. Marco Asensio, perfectly balanced like all things should be, 20 goals and 20 assists. Mikel Moreno with double figures as well, 11 goals and 10 assists for him. And Yuri Berishish, our aging left back, with 5 goals and 1. Oyhan Sunset managed to really cement his place in that starting midfield with 4 goals and 6 assists. And Igor Zubeldia on his debut, 3 goals and 1 assist. Cordoba took a backseat this season due to the arrival of Oyarzabal, and Kepa again manages 2 assists for some reason and 16 clean sheets. It looks like he shared the starting spot with Unai Simon as well, so we've got 2 strong keepers in net. It looks like our hard work has paid off, and the international level has started to take notice, because most of our starting 11 has been caught up to the national team. The best takeover has well and truly gained some crucial momentum, and we're going into Season 4 with high expectations. We're aiming for that Champions League. We're aiming for a Spanish Cup, and I'm looking to take things to a brand new level. If you thought Season 3, that finale was crazy, you've got another season coming. Let's well and truly make our mark in Season 4. We're the champions of Spain, and we get gifted with a lucrative, mouth-watering transfer budget to spend in Season 4. This transfer window is going to be off the rails. Let's get it. In our time taking over Bilbao, we've managed to complete some heartwarming fairy tales, some reunions, but this one has to be above the rest, with Aymeric Laporte returning back to his former employers. He's coming back home, and it's another French Basque player arriving. 77.4 million pounds. He came up through the youth academies. He's spent a considerable number of years at Athletic Club Bilbao, and we have brought him back for For £77.4 million, we have retrieved the defender in his prime at 28 years of age after his big money move to Manchester City. No cap, he is going to be our starting defender. He's automatically the best player in our squad right now, sitting at 90 overall. He might just be a brand new candidate for the captain's armband as well. And Sir BCHD has pulled off yet another madness. The best club in Spain, the best club in Bilbao, hands down, continued to collect these Infinity Stones to add to the gauntlet. And yet another one of them is Antoine Griezmann. Oh, the Real Sociedad fans, they must be spewing. They are triggered right now, as for £74.8 million, we've snatched him away from Barcelona, and now the 31-year-old forward. It's taken us 4 seasons to complete these deals. The Laporte and Griezmann deals were arguably going to be the ones that were going to cost us the most financially, and it feels like a sense of achievement now that we can finally say we've picked up the 2 major French Basque players. And considering Antoine Griezmann came up through the Real Sociedad youth ranks, he qualifies to even come back to Real Sociedad, to be honest, but he can't qualify for this Basque-only athletic club revolution. We've used up all our transfer budget. That is all the business I've been wanting to complete for this whole rebuild so far. So season 4, it's all or nothing. I'm going for it. Let's see our luck in the draw in the Champions League. Group H awaits us with Bayer Leverkusen, Chelsea, and again 2 years in a row, Lokomotiv Moscow. I want to finish top. Group winners or bust. This is going to be our European campaign to remember. I can feel it in my bones. Soak it in. Drink up that transfer window. £152.2 million spent on elite transfers. And that is where our business ends for season 4. Summer is over and the season kicks off now. This is how the 2 marquees line up in the squad. Griezmann replaces Inaki Williams in up top at 88. Laporte joins in at the back. He's partnering with Yeray. Our one problem area at left back is giving me a bit of anxiety at the moment, but I think we can pull through. Who knew having this strict of a transfer policy could allow some club success? Maybe more clubs should be looking in towards this direction, as Atletico Bilbao, they're trailblazers, they're leading the way. Everything we've set out to do so far, we've got it achieved. I wanted that top spot, and we've only gone and got it. 18.6 wins, 0 losses. That is the way we want. 100% record, and we get rewarded with Manchester United in the round of 16. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to add up, UEFA. What is going on? A massive challenge ahead of us with the Red Devils. Let's see how this all unfolds. 2 trophies on our mind. We've got tunnel vision at the moment. Let's hope to get the job done. Season 4 well and truly has come to a close. Our title defense didn't really matter all too much, considering we already won the league and we only lost out by 5 points. Atletico take out the title with 102 points. We finish on 97. We're in 3rd place, so it's a qualification for the Champions League nonetheless. Over in the Super Copa, we did lose out in the semi-finals again on penalties. 5-4 to Atletico after it was 2-2. We just get heartbroken in these Spanish Cups, and I'm really fearing the worst for our silverware objectives, but no, the Copa de España provides. We've pulled through with a 2-1 victory over Atletico. We get our revenge. How do we get here in the final? We took out Barca 3-2 after all those years of them eliminating us. Elche 3-0, and then in the round of 16, Valencia 2-0. League champions and Cup champions back-to-back. I am a happy camper. Now, continentally, in the round of 16, Manchester United, we edged by them 2-1 in the most dramatic of circumstances. It was 1-1 in the quarterfinals. We're up against Real Madrid again, and they eliminated us last year in the semis. So, again, we're just back out here for vengeance. We are avenging ourselves 4-2 on aggregate after it was a 3-0 masterclass away from home. And then in the semi-finals against Juve, it was a 3-3 victory on away goals. 2-2 in Turin, and we managed to steal the headlines. 4-0 Barcelona make it through against Chelsea, and it's a familiar face. We have recognized these foes throughout this whole entire rebuild, and it's an all-Spanish final. Barcelona, oh my goodness me, what a rivalry, what a battle this will be. We stole the title from them, we picked up both their players in Griezmann and Oyarzabal, and now we get to have a final look at the squad before we go into play that Champions League final. And it looks like Mikel Oyarzabal with 48 goals, 19 assists. This man is a career mode gun right now. Double figures in both goals and assists. Mikel Merino also stepped up. The 2 Mikels on top right now with 20 goals and 7 assists. Asensio with double figures in both goals and assists. Of course, Mr. Reliable Inaki Williams with 14 goals and 1. Oihan Sunset, we set out to have this man grow and reach, even surpass his potential. He's done exactly that at 23 years of age. Thanks to some training, he's now now at 90 overall, 12 goals and 5 assists for the central midfielder. The captain, Iko Muniain, with 7 goals and 6. Antoine Griezmann didn't have the impact I thought he would, with 6 goals and 3 assists. Performances that threw me off. I was expecting a bit more from a player of his quality. Aymeric Laporte, the French Basque players, coming in 2 goals and 1 assist for the centre-back. And of course, Kepa gets his season tradition with an assist, 22 clean sheets to his name, and Unai Simon also managed to steal a bit of game time from the captain. Alas, we have managed to complete our silverware objective so far. We've stuck towards our transfer policy of Basque-only talent, and look where they've got us. We've stayed loyal, we've stayed and stuck to an 100-year tradition, and it's got us all the way to a Champions League final. What a moment. What a time in place for Atletico Bilbao. They've taken over Real Sociedad. They are left in the dust. And not only are we the best team in the Basque country, we are the best team in all of Spain, in all of the country, and we have the chance to become European champions as well on the night. Mikel Oyarzabal and Laporte, our highest rated players, at 91. And now the Basque-only rebuild. It is time to complete it. It's time to take on Barca. Let's get into it.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Stage is set. We are in for a finale to end all finales. It's do or die. Let's get it on Atletico Bilbao. Now back on into Sergio Busquets. It's Muniain trying to press tackle. And again, Sergio Busquets pressured, and it is Sunset. Our golden boy passes it through to Griezmann. Obviously, his ex-team, Griezmann, with a beautiful finesse shot right outside the D. And it's Antoine to get revenge on his former employers. He comes back to haunt them, and he delivers a sucker punch into the back of the net. It's a left foot gem coming out of the Frenchman's boot, and that is the French-Basque connection right there. Muniain with the lovely assist, and the defender couldn't get a deflection onto that one, and he went through his foot, but I mean, the technique, the curl, the curvature on the ball was just enough to stake it off his line as well, and it's our first major chance, first goal, and it was out of nothing. Antoine Griezmann, that's why we paid the big bucks for him, and he delivers a world-class finish on the biggest of stages. Champions League finals, the first goal in the Champions League for him as well. Real Sociedad fans must be turning in their graves at the moment, because what could have been for Antoine and Real Sociedad. Anyways, we'll leave our Real Sociedad rivals out of the equation. It is Barcelona hunting forward. Calvert-Lewin, a little foul, and now it's Carles Perez. What a save. I don't know if that was from the keeper or from our player, but a bit of mayhem unfolding at the back, and now Muniain, the man who got our assist, Antoine Griezmann, could put through our big boy Asensio, and again, he's in the clear here. He's got defenders to his left and right. He could spread it into Antoine Griezmann, and ter Stegen came out to claim it very well. Munoz cuts back. Why is he on the right-hand side? The left back now. Asensio with the left boot, and it was a wonder. Hand away from ter Stegen to save us from getting the second, and we've got 3 men surrounding him. Sunset wins it back beautifully. Now he could set up Oyarzabal, and he loses out possession. It's anyone's game now, and Barcelona just look like they're scared to attack. What is going on with them? They've just been passing it around and not doing anything with it. Oh, look at this now. I might have to eat my words as Alenya moving forward in this right wing spot. We've closed him down. Oyarzabal even back on defense, and Yaday does quite well. That will be half time. It is 1-0 to Athletic Club Bilbao, and we go into the break with the advantage. Our fans looking very satisfied so far, and it's that man Antoine Griezmann, the difference between these two sides. Sunset, what a tackle. our midfield general. He is doing rather well in there. And now Griezmann can put through Oyarzabal, he stays on side. And now Oyarzabal, he will try and get away from his defenders. A cut back inside. He completely turns Wagyu inside out. And again to Stegen to Barcelona's rescue. Griezmann wins back possession. And Oyarzabal now can really shine in this second half, but he'll give it off to Sunsets. And that would have been a miracle fairy tale goal for him in the final. But Asensio might finish it off here into Stegen, saving Barcelona at every opportunity. And it goes through to Odriozola. We are pushing forward like there is no tomorrow into Stegen once more. What more can he do? Barcelona on the counter. Could all our hard work have gone to waste? It is Calvert-Lewin onto Alenya. This must be one of the weakest Barcelona sides I've seen in the Champions League final so far, but I'm not complaining as Frankie de Jong nearly got the shot away, yet to fool his defender. Now Muniain, he could put it through. Griezmann on the header, and it was nearly an own goal by Stark. We were that close. It is our goal scorer, Griezmann, coming off. It's our first substitute of the match, Inaki Williams, a club hero, club legend, and he will be taking his place. Hopefully, he can seal the deal for us and get this second, because this is just outrageous at the moment. Big header needed. There we are. Now, Oyarzabal, who has been quite quiet in this game. Now, Williams back on over to Oyarzabal. And the man will set up Inaki Williams for the second. That's exactly what he's done. And the super sub makes his impact known in the Champions League final. He was born and raised in Bilbao. He is Basque to the core. His parents came from war-torn Africa. And he's made his dream come true, not only in their youth academy, but making the impact in the Champions League final. Inaki Williams, he's getting a statue built outside the ground for his services to the club. The number 9 who stayed loyal all these years gets his reward, winning a La Liga. Now, the Champions League could be ours. With this Basque-only side, it's his 4th goal in the Champions League, and that was the biggest impact he could have had. We just brought him on as well. Oh, Edouard now there. Super sub, Edouard! 83rd minute. Is this going to change the tides right now? As the Frenchman came on for Barcelona, he's gotten them one back. He is half the deficit. And it looks like Barca are well and truly still in this contest. Kepa, that is one of the only shots Kepa has had to deal with all match. And he hasn't dealt with it. It was a good finish at the end of the day. Fair play. We've got a game on our hands. The last 5 minutes are going to be a roller coaster. Into Muniain. Muniain will find Asensio. Asensio can put through Marino. Marino to finish it to Stegen. Takes him out. And oh no. Barcelona, don't you dare send it into extra time. We'll boot it forward. And Wagyu still only 2-1 up. The ref blows it there. Not enough time for Barca to get on the counter. And we take that one out. 2-1 after a late scare from Edouard in the 84th minute. There it sees only one victor in this all-Spanish Champions League final. It is the Bilbao boys. It is the Basque-only rebuild taking it out 2-1. What a performance. 1 goal from Griezmann in the first half. Inaki Williams, I mean, that was just a storyline. The stars aligned for Inaki Williams to get us the winner. And that was our winning goal. What a moment at the Santiago Bernabeu as well. We take down Barcelona, who've been trying to stop us in our tracks throughout this whole rebuild challenge. What a way to win things here. And Bilbao take home the crown. If you guys did go on to enjoy this Athletic Bilbao Basque-only rebuild challenge, make sure to drop it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications to join the notification gang. Follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description, and make sure to suggest who should we rebuild next with a certain set of rules and little implications. But now I'll leave you with the Bilbao celebrations here in the Champions League final. Stay safe, hopefully you have a nice day, and I'll catch you all in the very next video.